Glass, glitter lasts around select surfaces. That's glass. My name is P Nagaraj. I'm an architect, BR graduate from Goa College of Architecture. Came to Bangalore in '92. Started working with a company called Sundaram Architects. I was working for a private firm for a long time. And after that, I've joined Infosys. It's about 6 years since I'm working with Infosys in the capacity of the in-house architect and interface between the chosen architects for the job and the company. And well, from there on, we have worked with many architects on many projects, many interesting projects, a lot of innovative projects. Saint Gobain has been involved in many of the projects that we have worked on. That's my background. One of the most interesting projects and the most challenging project that I handled from my previous company was the Contido Indoor Stadium, which is more of a concrete structure and concrete challenge. Not much of glass used there at all. That has been one of my exciting projects because it's very technical. And as you know, architecture is a never-ending story. It can go on and on. There's nothing called this is the best. The best is yet to come. So nobody knows what's the best. The use of glass should be very carefully looked at. Glass should be used and not misused. It is very important that an architect chooses the way he uses glass in a building, the way he dresses up every day to see a client. So it's very important to use the glass on select surfaces in a building and not just going overboard or overdoing it and then finally blaming glass for all the nonsense that's happening in the building. The projects that I have designed, be it in India or abroad, again from my previous company, I have used a lot of glass, but as I said, the project in Hyderabad, for example, which I did from my previous company for Infosys, has got glass, but very selectively used and not gone overboard. A well balance between plastered surfaces and the glass used. No, you see, it's like architecture is like frozen music. And if you only use all the instruments, all the components in their right balance, will you be able to appreciate this music? Otherwise, it will fall apart. And finally you start blaming a material for no fault of it. Green in architecture has become more of a fad now. It's become more of a style because people have been talking about it. Whereas green has been existing in our blood for a long time. There has always been this green happening. What do you call green today? Today, the food that you eat, what your mother cooks for you is green. Because they all know the right component to be used, they know the right recipes for it. It's like using the right recipe. We have somewhere down the line forgotten about this recipe. We have started eating the West and we have forgotten totally where we belong. And now we have started coming back to those days and trying to revive things that our ancestors have already done. Yes, it's very important for an architect to not to embark on a design the day, the moment he's been asked to design something. It's very important to understand, to feel the site. The architect should walk the site for days together before he or she embarks on a design. Try to understand the nature, try to understand the wind directions, try to understand the water flows on the site, try to embark on a proper master plan, and then come from outside in rather than going from inside out. You see most of these malls in Bangalore. The malls are all built in glass, and finally you have a lot of hoardings blocking the glass. Now, why do I have to waste my glass there when I already know that there is a hoarding coming up for an advertisement? I would rather do that in plaster or in some other material and save on that glass. I mean, why should I abuse glass? I definitely propose to use glass in its right proportions and in the right directions that it has to be used in. A man likes to wear a certain type of clothing in summer, a certain type of clothing in winter. But how good it would have been if a building also had a similar situation like this. So it's very important for someone to use every material in a building, be it glass, be it plaster surfaces, be it metal, in its proper balance, so that you enjoy the building, looking at the building every day, and not get bored of it. Thank you so much.